So to start off any problem, what might be a good thing to do would be to write out all of our given information, which is anything like equalities that we were given, as well as starting information and what we're looking for. So let's do that. So we were given that we have an 18.6 gallon tank. We also know that our tank is a quarter of the way full, as well as our car can go 16 miles on 1 gallon of fuel. And that our rest stop, our next stop for gas, is 73 miles away. Now, are we going to be able to make it based off of this information that we have? So this 73 miles to the stop is just a goal that's actually not going to be used in any of our converting. It's just kind of saying, will I get to this number? Will I be able to surpass 73 miles? Because if I can't, then I should probably pull off now and get a break. But if I can, then I might be able to get all the way to my next gas station. So we want to start off with what we're given. And I'm going to start off that my tank is 18.6 gallons. And then I also know I have to convert it from how much it can hold to how much I actually have. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. So what I did up top was I tried to visually represent what was going on. In the first part I have my gas tank. My gas tank can hold 18.6 gallons and it's only a quarter of the way full. Then the next spot is I want to say, with 1 gallon of gas, how far am I able to go? So then the last part is going to be saying, with all of that information, am I going to be able to go from where I'm at now until no fuel? What is that distance? Because I say I can go 16 miles here, but I don't know how far I can go here. So the first step was to find out how much fuel remains. And that's where I took my 18.6 gallons and I divided it by 4, which is telling me what is left. Now with my two bars with an arrow, this is showing me what my unit conversion is going to be. So in the next step, what I'm going to do is I need to know what conversion I have in order for me to relate gallons and miles. And so I know I can go 16 miles with 1 gallon of fuel. Well, if I'm trying to end up getting out of gallons, I want to be able to find out how many miles I can go. And if I'm trying to find out how many miles I can go, I'm going to have to find the relationship, which is my miles per gallon. 16 miles in 1 gallon. Now if I want to end up in just miles, I need to get rid of my unit of gallons. And if I have my unit on top, now if I say 2x is equal to 4, right? I need to get x all by itself. This is like my miles. What I need to do is I need to divide by 2 on both sides. Right? I need to be able to get rid of this somehow. And we can think of that as units. So I want to get rid of gallons right now. If I need to get rid of gallons, which is on top, just like my 2 is, what I need to do is I need to put gallons down here. And the equivalence that I have is gallons and miles. So now I have to be able to say what goes on, what is equivalent. Now I can say 16 miles with 1 gallon of fuel. And if we look at what units are remaining, I have gallons on top, gallons on bottom. They can cancel out, just like I would cancel out a 2 and a 2. Gallons and gallons go away. Now what I do is I multiply everything across because I'm just left in miles and I want to be in miles. So if I multiply everything on top, I get 18.6 multiplied by 16. I get the value of this. So I multiply everything that's on bottom and I get a 1, a 4, and a 1, which gives me 4. And all my units are already canceled out, so I just have 4. Taking these numbers, I divide them, I end up getting a value of 74.4. 74.4 miles. So yes, you would be able to stop, you would be able to drive all the way to the next rest stop before you fill up for fuel. Now for this question I started off the exact same way that I did before, where I gave myself all the given information. So I started off with one party, and this one party consisted of 15 people. So that was something that was equal. I also knew that we're kind of assuming that one person is going to eat 4 slices of pizza. So that was something that is an equivalence. And when we called up the pizza place, they said each pizza is going to cost you $14.75. So that was something that was equal, as well as they said we take our pizza, we divide it into 12 slices. So 12 slices per pizza. So then I tried to visually represent what was going on. And the way I started off was I said I've got one party. All right? Then I knew my equivalents in one party I've got a bunch of these faces, I got 15 faces in here. Then I know that one face will eat 4 slices of pizza. After that, I knew that if I were to take one pizza and I took out 4 slices per person, this is another equivalence that I had, right? In one pizza, somebody will eat 4 slices. Or in one pizza, there are 12 slices. Then at the very end, I said each pizza will cost me $14.75. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting numbers to it, starting off with my very first one party. Alright, here it goes. So my first step was saying what my first equivalence was. My first equivalence was that there are 15 people per party. So, again, since I wanted party to be going away, I don't want to know how many parties there are. I want to know how many people I have in each party. So I put the units of party on the bottom, and units because it's on top in my original information. So those both cancel out. I'm now just left with people. Well, what's the equivalence that I have with people is I know that one person will eat 4 slices of pizza. So that's what I'm going to write next. And then again, I've got people on top, and I want to get out of the unit of people. I don't want to know how many people I have. I want to know the number of slices that I would need to get. So I take this number and I take the units and I divide them. So my person value has to go on bottom, because now I can take my units and cancel them out. Now I need to get out of slices, and I need to find out how many pizzas I need to buy. If I know each person is going to eat 4 slices, I need to find out how many pizzas will satisfy all of my company. So then the next spot is going to be this equivalence, where I know there are 12 slices in one pizza. Now, again, we're going to be getting slices out, so I need to remove slices. So in order for me to remove the number of slices I need to tell me the number of pizzas that I need, I'm going to put slices on the bottom. They're on opposite sides, so I can cancel them out. Now I'm going to write my next part underneath. All right, it's going to be a continuation, but the screen will not allow me to do that. So my next unit conversion, where I have pizzas, I need to find out from the number of pizzas how much each pizza is going to cost me. That's going to be written underneath. So I do know that each pizza will cost $14.75. And if that's going to be happening, I need to get out of the units of pizza again. So the unit of pizza is going to go on bottom. Then I'll have the price on top per pizza. And then we'll be able to find out what our final answer is going to be. Finally, all of my units have been canceled out. I've got no more parties, I've got no more people, I've got no more slices, and my last one is no more pizzas. I'm just left in terms of dollars. How much money is it going to cost? So this will tell me how much money it's going to cost for my one party. Then all I have to do is I have to take every number that I have on top and multiply it together. So I'm going to take 1. I'm going to multiply it by 15, multiply it by 4, so that's going to give me 60. Then I'm going to multiply that by 1, multiply that by 14.75. And the 14.75 is in terms of dollars. Then I multiply everything on bottom, which is 1 times 1 times 1 times 12 times 1. So I'll have 12. Now if I multiply everything together again, and then I'll divide it by 12, this is what I should get. So then I ended up multiplying on the top, I get $885 divided by 12, which ends up giving me a final number of $73.75. So in order for me to host my party, and I have $75 in my pocket, I will be able to buy all the pizza that I need to satisfy my friends. So in this example, we were given that we're trying to make a 1-quart solution that is 1.5% bleach. So I wrote out all the given information that I have, which is my given of 1 quart. I also have 1.5 over 100. What this is telling me my number as a percent. So if I want 1.5%, I'd have 1.5 over 100. Then again, I know 1 quart is the same as 4 cups, as well as 1 cup is equal to 8 ounces. There are 8 ounces in 1 cup, there are 4 cups in 1 quart. So the way I visually wrote it out was I drew this solution. This solution container would be, 1 quart. And at the very bottom I have bleach, and I said that that's 1.5%. So I need to find out how much of my container is bleach. So then my next spot, I wrote out all the bleach that I have, and I have to find out if I were to put it into a measuring cup what it actually equates to. So this is going to be step by step what we're going to do. Now hopefully yours looks something like this, where we have 1 quart where we're starting off with. The next part is, since I'm writing it as a percent, I don't have to write it out using units. If I wanted to, I could say for every 1.5 quarts I have out of 100 quart container, so both my units would end up canceling out anyways. So it's just 1.5%, so 1.5 over 100. Then I know, since my units are quarts, I need to get out of quarts. So quarts and quarts, I have them divided, which now they cancel out, and I'll just be left in terms of cups. My next step is then I need to get out of cups and go to ounces. And so then I end up getting my value in ounces. Then I'd multiply everything across, where I have 1 times 1.5 times 4 times 8. So I have 32 multiplied by 1.5. And then on bottom I've got 1 times 100 times 1 times 1, and that will be left with just 100. So I'm left with 0.48 ounces, or about half an ounce. Now, I keep getting this question of, when is this ever applicable to me? Why do I need to know unit conversions? Why do I need to know this kind of stuff? And this information actually I got from Fisher-Price. Fisher-Price says if you were to try and clean baby toys, clean little plastic baby toys, their idea is to take 1 tablespoon of bleach and mix it with 32 ounces of water. And when I looked up those conversions, it's right around about a half an ounce. So they make a 1.5% solution. They recommend making a 1.5% solution of So I get the question of, when is this ever applicable to me? Why do I need to know this? And actually, this example I got from Fisher-Price. What they ended up saying was, in order to clean baby toys, what they recommend is now this example I got from Fisher-Price, and now I get the question, when is this applicable to me? Why do I need to know this? And this is actually a great example because it came from Fisher-Price. And if you have small children or you're trying to clean toys of a small child, what they recommend doing is they ended up making a solution of, it's actually chlorine, not bleach, but using a chlorine solution. And in chlorine, now, I get the question, when is this applicable to me? Why do I need to know unit conversions? And in actuality, this example came from Fisher-Price. And what Fisher-Price says, in order for you to clean baby toys, to clean stuff so that when babies put it back in their mouth, they're not going to die, what they recommend saying is make a solution of chlorine. They say chlorine and water, mix it together. And in their chlorine and water solution, they say make it 1.5% solution of chlorine. Well, how much is that? How much chlorine mix should I put in there? And if you don't know how to do this, you might put too much chlorine into the solution and you might actually end up harming the infant more than helping them. So what we ended up doing was we did the same conversions from 1 quart with 1.5% solution. We ended up finding out that it's about a half an ounce. A half an ounce of solution, or half an ounce of chlorine, would end up creating a solution that is helpful for cleaning materials that babies are going to be using. So this is a very, very useful example of why you need to know this, why we need to be able to convert from one unit to another. Hopefully that helped out.